All right, we're up here late fall fishing river smallmouth. Upstream from here we got a ton of super shallow water where most of the big smallmouth spend all spring and summer. And the water temps are dropping, it's getting cold. These fish are migrating back downstream towards the lower end of the pool, a little bit deeper water. This is where you're gonna spend their winters. There's just a few key spots they like to stop on the way down. Right here, we got a little tributary coming in. Anywhere you get two current flows mixing, you're gonna get a little sand point coming out on a lot of these rivers. These little subtle sand drops are real shallow on top, less than a foot of water, and then drop pretty quick into 3-4 feet of water with some current rolling over them. It's a really great spot that these smallmouths like to set up on. And one of my favorite baits I like to fish this time of year is a rip and wrap. It's a rattle bait by Rapala. A lot of guys kind of just chuck and wind these, but I like to yo-yo them. I'll make a long cast. Like I said, this is fairly shallow water, so it's not gonna take long to get to the bottom. But just lift it up, let it fall back down. Lift it up, let it fall back down on slack line. And the strikes you get on this are just ferocious. It's one of my favorite baits to throw this time of year for smallmouth. And just a really great way to cover water. Anytime you get on these river systems, these fish are fairly aggressive. The water's off color, they're shallow, so anything you can cover a lot of water with is a really good option. And once I find a few fish on moving baits, I'll go back through with a few other moving baits and then slow down and catch a few on a drop shot, or dragging a shaky head or a tube or something like that on the bottom. But this is by far my favorite way to cover waters with these rattle baits, and the smallmouth are just suckers for them this time of year. Another thing I look for when I'm fishing these rivers is these current seams out in the middle. There's a rock bar running across here. You can see it. See that slick water and then the water rolling on the back side of it? A lot of your river fishing stuff's really visual. You can kind of look and see those current breaks, and those are just more spots to hit, great spots for fish to set up on. You can tell there's something going on there when you see that little seam in the water. And this would be real similar to wing dams or closing dams, stuff like that you might have on bigger rivers with barge traffic. Same type deal though. It's just something for them to get behind, stay out of the current, and let the river wash the food right down to them. Right. Feels weird. I don't know what we got here. Oh, it's a giant. Oh, man. It was looking in the mouth. Nice fish on that rip and wrap. Beautiful fall smallmouth. River smallmouth. He's a little thin, but he just hammered that trap. That's my favorite way to fish them though, is lift them up and drop them down. When they hit that on the way down, that's better than any jig bite you'll ever get. Big beautiful fish.